Boo! At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning, I wanna turn on this. Deck it quick. While the average man looking at this sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like, yeah, 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want to stop it. I know that booty got dropped, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot keys. Strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater. Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, roll with the marijuana. Waking up with the thunder, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and die. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks and Contrarian. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and egg, make profits. Light up, watching them hands, make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? Hey, make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Make profits. That TTG money gang, making profits. We some snipe.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. Folks, my name is Michael Edward Paranadi. I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and the head trader at True Trading Group. I am thrilled to have you all with us here this evening as we are going to get into the final couple trading days of the year. But before we get into tonight's session, I want to thank our partners and all of our data providers at Benzinga, TradingView, the NASDAQ, CBOE, and of course, OpenAI. These companies are the foundation of what powers True Trading Group, and we are very grateful to be able to provide our platform with their data and tools all integrated to help you all learn, trade, and profit consistently. This innovation has not gone unnoticed, as literally just a month ago, we received the Benzinga FinTech Chairman's Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. We're up against a ton of these AI bots or AI trading assistants or AI chat bots or whatever you guys want to call it, but none of them could top TTG. There it is. That's the award from the Benzinga FinTech Award show. That's the Chairman's Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. There is my business partner and I up on stage receiving that award in New York City. Was an awesome time and really was an honor and a pleasure just to see that other, industry leaders and industry insiders are taking notice of what it is that we are doing at True Trading Group, implementing that AI technology into our platform to build the Bloomberg terminal for retail traders. Some of you might know Bloomberg terminals. They're used by professionals and hedge funds all around the world. The reason why retail traders don't have access to them, it's not that they don't have access to it, it's just that they're $27,000 a year. And the average retail trader doesn't want to spend that kind of money, just have access to a terminal. Well, that terminal gives you specific data feeds and specific information and analysis at specific speeds that gives institutionals and professionals an edge. That is why we are building the retail version of something like that with all of these tools, with all of this data that you otherwise would not have access to as a retail trader. And that, my friends, is how we empower retail traders all over the world and give people a real, fair fighting shot to make money in this market on a consistent basis. That is the difference between True Trading Group and the others that are out there. And companies like Benzinga are taking note of it. Companies like the NASDAQ are taking note of it. Okay, the NASDAQ invited my business partner and I down to the NASDAQ to actually witness the closing bell, take part in the closing bell. There we are at the closing bell of the NASDAQ. And then they congratulated us with our partnership with the NASDAQ to get access to some of those data feeds and some of that technology by putting our company name and logo up on their big screen in the middle of Times Square, congratulating us. So it's nice to see companies like the NASDAQ and Benzinga, who are companies we work very closely with, recognizing what it is that we are doing for retail traders all around the world. But this isn't just about awards. This is about becoming part of a community that's constantly growing, learning, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible when it comes to trading and investing. Members of TTG are part of something very special, and I'm very proud to be on that journey with each and every single one of them. If this is your first time on this live stream with me, make sure you do yourself a favor and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications so never miss out on any of these live streams because I drop golden nuggets to provide free analysis, market commentary, trade ideas, positions I'm in, positions I'm getting into. And that is exactly what we're going to be going over here this evening. I have a handful of trade ideas exactly going to lay out for you how I plan on making money over the next 2 days of the trading session here for 2024 as we say goodbye to 2024 and we welcome 2025 with open arms. And of course, don't just tap that like button, smash it like you just hit your biggest trade that you've ever had, which many of our members actually did over the last 2 weeks. We had a huge last 2 weeks inside of True Trading Group with the Fed meeting, and then the markets bounced back after the cool PCE data. It was a milestone couple of weeks, and we've actually had one of our biggest weeks ever and one of our biggest months ever here inside of True Trading Group as a company. So it's just been absolutely unbelievable, amazing. Okay, absolutely unbelievable and amazing. All right, now I know what many of you may be thinking though. If this is your first time on this live stream, is who the hell is this guy, and why do I care? Why should I care about anything it is that he has to say? Well, the reason why you should pay attention to the things I discuss on this YouTube channel, it's not because I think I'm the world's greatest trader. It's because I didn't figure this stuff out on my own. I began my career working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City, my first job right out of college. While there, they had me go through a training program before they let me touch $1 of the fund's money. Then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession. That was the big stock market crash, but it's also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now you fast forward, and I'm the co-founder and the head trader of True Trading Group. And along with my team of 8 other professional full-time trading moderators and an over 30-person staff, we've helped thousands of members from all over the world to reach their goals. We have 10,000 members in 115 different countries. Truly a global community here at True Trading Group. So if you have not yet done so, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, sit back, relax, and let's get ready to make some damn money this week. Before we do start, okay? Before we do start, I want you to stop what you're doing right now and make sure you're watching this video live. At the bottom left of your screen, you should see a red dot next to the word live. That will let you know that you are in fact watching this stream live. If you do not see a red dot, that means you are delayed. Why is that an issue? Because later on during this live stream, I'm doing a special giveaway. In order to win the giveaway, you must be watching the video live. I'm going to give you 2 code words throughout this live stream. The first one's coming in just a moment. The second one will come later on during the live. If your name is called later on, we're going to put everyone's name into a random name picker called the Wheel of Names. I'll spin it live. If your name is called, you'll have 2 minutes to send a text message to a phone number we'll put on the screen and give me both code words. If you can give me the 2 code words within the 2-minute time frame, you win the prize. If you don't, we move on. So that's why if you're watching this 15 minutes delayed, I will call your name, 2 minutes will come, 2 minutes will go, we'll move on. You're not going to get your prize and you're going to miss out on it. So again, make sure you're watching this video live. Click the word live down there in the bottom left corner to make sure that you guys are in fact watching live. That takes me to the first code word for tonight's giveaway. It is new. It is new. N-E-W. Like not old. N-E-W, new. That is the first code word. First code word for tonight's giveaway. First code word for tonight's giveaway. All right, first code word is new. You are wrong, Nicola. I knew everybody would think that. I did that purposely. Nicola, you are wrong. The second code word is not year. You are wrong, my friend. It is not year. You are all wrong. It is not year. You think I would make it that easy? Come on. First code word is new. Second code word you guys are coming or will be getting later on during this live stream. Now, we got a lot to go over here today, right? We're going to kind of recap the year. We'll recap the year tomorrow, and I'll give you guys maybe a little bit of insight on what I think happens in 2025. Members of True Trading Group, I am working on members of True Trading Group. I am working on my stock market outlook report for 2025, which you guys will be getting in probably about a week. This is something I do every year for members of True Trading Group. I publish an in-depth, thorough, advanced report on what I believe the markets are going to do the following year, which sectors I think are going to outperform, which sectors I think are going to underperform, what stocks that I'm buying, what stocks that I'm selling, so that we can try to outperform the S&P 500 for what would be the 6th consecutive year in a row. We've outperformed the S&P by a dramatic margin for the last 5 years, and we're looking to keep that going. We really are. We're looking to keep that trend going. So we're going to, that's something that you guys will be getting probably in about a week. As when I finish that, I will publish it for all of our TTG members. if you are not a member of True Trading Group, you will not have access to that report. Okay, but it is free for everyone that is a member of True Trading Group. Now that kind of takes me to 2025, right? The first days of 2025 are almost here. They're coming up here this week. We got a couple trading days left in 2024, and then the new year begins. And I think a lot of people need to take a moment, because I'm expecting a personal best in 2025 with the tools and the resources that we have brought onto the TTG platform, with the institutional data feeds and institutional tools that we've brought on and integrated into the True Trading Group platform this year. We have a real edge against other retail traders. We have access to some of the data feeds and some tools that professionals and hedge funds with Bloomberg terminals have access to. That is going to put us, I think, over the edge. And we have, obviously, listen, I've been doing this for 18 years. I've done very well in the past. I did very well this year. Our members have done very well, of course. But I think that with the addition of the tools and resources and technology that we have included and we've integrated onto the platform this year, I'm looking for 2025 to be a personal best. And I'm looking for 2025 to be a personal best for a lot of members of True Trading Group as well. Because just having access to some of these tools and resources, I think, is going to give us a big edge, and is going to help people become more successful, more profitable on a more consistent basis. So I'm very much looking forward to 2025. And I think people that are on this live stream right now, specifically those that are not members of True Trading Group, maybe those that just joined, I need you to start thinking about, as the year comes to a close, I need you to start thinking about how many times with anything in life that you have told yourself this year is going to be different. How many times have you said that, do you think, throughout your life? As you get towards the end of the year and New Year's is upon us, think about how many times you've told yourself this year is going to be different. And with how many different things were you referring that to? Were you talking about your job? Were you talking about your finances? Were you talking about your marriage? Were you talking about school? Were you talking about sports? Were you talking about your health? Were you talking about the gym or going on a diet? How many times have you told yourself that this year was going to be different? And with how many different things were you referring to? I really honestly want you to think about that for a moment. And then I want you, after you've pondered that and you've come up with how many times you've said it, I want you to actually think about how many times that next following year truly actually was different. And then I want you to think about, what did you actually do throughout that year to make it different? Just because you say this year is going to be different doesn't mean that it's actually going to be different. You need to change something in order for you to get a different result. If you have not gotten a different result, but you just keep saying to yourself, well, this year is going to be different. Well, if you say that, then what are you going to do to make sure that it is in fact different? What are you going to do to make sure that by December of 2025, you're not once again saying the exact same thing that you've said for the last 8 years, which is, oh, this year is going to be different. When in reality, you're lying to yourself. It's the same damn boring shit over and over and over again. And you just end up disappointed with yourself, and you end up disappointed. You end up procrastinating and saying, oh, well, next year is going to be different. You have to actually do something different in order for you to say the next year is going to be different. Think back to the beginning of this year, the beginning of 2024. When you literally swore that things were going to change. You promised the year would be different. You'd break the cycle. You would take control. You'd say, I'm going to pick this back up. I dabbled a little bit during COVID, and then it fell by the wayside, but now I'm ready to get back into it. You said that at the beginning of this year. But here's the truth. Most people find themselves repeating the same exact patterns year after year after year. I'm done trying to convince people to change what they have always done. Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result, never works. In any aspect of life, you're not going to get in better shape by not doing anything different. You're not going to get healthier by not doing anything different. You're not going to improve your marriage by not doing anything different. You're not going to like your job more by not doing anything different. You're not going to improve your financial situation without doing anything different than you've done the year before. It's time for you to take control. Start 2025 off on the right foot. The start of this year coming up is your chance to do things differently and to take real action and to put a plan in place that delivers results. You are on the precipice of the next technological revolution with AI technology, quantum computing. AI technology is going to be as disruptive, as impactful, as revolutionary as the birth of the internet was. The internet has found its way into every single aspect of your life. Every single thing you do, every moment of your life involves the internet in some way. Whether you are streaming a sporting event, whether you are checking an email, whether you're looking at a social media post, whether you're checking the weather on your phone, no matter what it is that you are doing, it involves the internet now. And I'm telling you that if you fast forward years down the road, every single aspect of your life is going to now also include AI technology. It is not supposed to make things more difficult. It is supposed to make things more convenient, simpler, and easier. It's supposed to save you time. It's supposed to help you make better decisions. But this is only true if you have access to technology that can help you do those things. There is a reason why we received the Benzinga FinTech Chairman's Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. It's because the AI tool that we have on our platform gives members the best chance of having success in the markets with the analysis, the knowledge, and the speed in which that tool can analyze data, analyze setups, answer questions, and provide you with guidance. That's why we received that award. And in case you're just joining the live stream, in case you missed it in the very beginning, I'll show you the award again. We'll pull it up one more time. That's it right there. That's the Benzinga FinTech Chairman's Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. This was given away at the Benzinga FinTech ceremony last month in New York City. There's my business partner and I standing on stage accepting that award. We have over 10,000 members in 115 different countries. And I'm telling you this now, our goal at True Trading Group is to build a Bloomberg terminal-like product for retail traders specifically. That's not going to cost you $27,000 a year like a Bloomberg terminal does. It'll only cost you $847 a year for a membership to True Trading Group. If you want a different result, you need to start doing things differently. And that is one hell of a place to start doing something differently. One hell of a place. Members of True Trading Group are already making money. Now they're going into 2025 with new tools, new resources that professionals, hedge funds, institutions have access to that's going to help them make even more. And you shouldn't just believe me because I say members are making money. You should believe them. I'll ask them, actually. Let's do that. Members of True Trading Group that are on this live stream, if you're with me here now, we got about 2,100 people watching this live. If you are a member and you're making money with TTG and you're excited about 2025, type the number 1 inside of chat right now. Type the number 1 inside of chat right now if you are making money with True Trading Group. If you are becoming a better trader because of True Trading Group, type the number 1 inside of chat. These are your peers. These are your friends. These are people that have sat there before and said, this year will be different. But they actually did something about it to ensure that the following year was, in fact, different. Count all these people typing the number 1. These people made a decision. This has changed my life, says Wingflex TV. Literally life-changing stuff. We have literally changed people's lives. You think that's an exaggeration? Guys, type the number 2 if TTG has changed your life for the better. Type the number 2 if TTG has changed your life for the better. Let's take it one step further than just making money. Because making money, you can just make $500 and say that, oh, I made money. Has TTG changed your life in a positive way? Type the number 2. Changed your life. Now, if you're not a member, think about to yourself, well, how much money would you have to make for your life to change? And that's something that's relative to everybody. You know, $10,000 can change someone's life. For somebody else, $10,000 doesn't change anything. $100,000 could change someone's life. For somebody else, $100,000 might not change anybody's life. $1 million might change someone's life. For somebody else, $1 million might not change their life. So that's relative. You got to ask yourself, well, how much money do you have to make for your life to be changed? And then look at how many people that you saw just type the number 2. The point that I'm making is that the goals that you've set for yourself are within reach, and they're reasonable, and there's a means to get there. We have an active around 10,000 members from 115 different countries, but over the years, between full members and also trial members, we've seen 50 to 60,000 traders from all over the world come through True Trading Group over the years. I know what it takes for somebody to become successful. We see the patterns. We see what works for people and what doesn't. Our members are a testament to when you have access to the right tools, the right resources, the right professional traders and guidance, because we give you all of our trades, right? So when you guys are members of True Trading Group, there's myself and 8 other professional traders that send out their alerts in real time. So you know exactly when we buy, when we sell. And if you're not in front of your computer, don't worry about it. We have a mobile app. Download it on your phone, iPhone or Android, and you get real-time push notifications when our orders execute. So when we enter and exit trades, you get a push notification to let you know that we've entered or we've exited a trade. Okay. So that's how so many of our members that have full-time jobs are able to do this. 82% of our members have a full-time job. 82% work over 40 hours a week. So if they can do this, then so can you. You just got to make sure you download that mobile app, because that mobile app is going to be how you guys are going to be able to follow along with everything that we're doing, even though you're not in front of your computer. I don't expect you to be sitting in front of charts and scanners all day, every day. Let us do that. I understand you're not a full-time trader yet. That could be a goal that you've set out for yourself, right? Maybe you decide you want to be a full-time trader. And we have a lot of members of True Trading Group that have accomplished that. Let me actually see. Guys, type the number 1 if you are a full-time trader now with True Trading Group. If you become a full-time trader, type the number 1. Now, obviously, the amount of people that type the number 1 for this is going to be a little bit less, okay, than the people that type the number 1 for, hey, how many people are making money? But the point is that if your goal is that you want to become a full-time trader and that you want to actually quit your job and you want to be able to, and you want to walk away from that, look at all these people that are typing the number 1. These are people that are now full-time traders thanks to True Trading Group. This is now their job. This is now their career. You have that goal for yourself? Cool. A lot of these people you see here, type the number 1, they've already accomplished it. Doesn't happen overnight. Doesn't happen in 30 days. I'm not going to feed you a spoonful of crap. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. But if you decide here and now that you're going to do something different to get a different result, to make sure that next year is different, we have everything that you need to make that happen. And you're seeing all of these members right now telling you the exact same thing. How many people are on this live stream right now that are not members? 80% of my monthly income is from my trading profit, says Ghost Money. That's incredible. If you are not a member of True Trading Group, do me a favor real quick and just type the letters TTG. Just type the letters TTG real quick if you guys are not members of the community just yet. I still got a lot of stuff I want to get into with you guys. I got a bunch of trade ideas for you guys here this week. I got a couple high risk, high reward ones too, kind of the roller coaster ones, which I'm going to be attacking tomorrow. So I'll talk to you guys about that in just a minute. So we're still going to go over what it is, my game plan for the week, how exactly the stocks I'm focused on, where I'm going to be long, where I'm going to be short. But if you guys are not members, go ahead and type TTG real quick, please. We have Sherilyn, John, Evan, David, Bible Tales for Kids, Sajan, Karki, Abraham, Adam. Yo, Rhino, what's up, man? Mara. Excellent. So we got a bunch of new faces that are with us here today. We have Thomas. Christmas gift, by the way. I love me a good Yeti mug. Cable. I was a member before. You were a member before. You lost your way. It's time for you to come back home. It's time for you to come back home. KH2375. I'm looking into joining again soon. Well, guess what? Today's actually your lucky day, my friend, because we are allowing former members to join through the holiday sale price. Okay, so the holiday sale price is just the price to join True Trading Group. The annual membership is normally over $2,000 for the year, but our holiday sale, you guys can get it now for just $847. We're going to leave it $847 for the next 20 people or until midnight tonight, whichever happens first. And since you were a previous member, KH, you can also join for the $847 price point. Okay, that is our holiday sale. It is $847. It jumps to $947 starting at tomorrow and just continues to work its way higher. And the new year will be up over $1,000, obviously. So $847 for the whole year. Go to ttgoffer.com. You guys can take advantage of this holiday sale. ttgoffer.com. Just $847 for the whole year. There is no upsell or additional cost for anything that you see on ttgoffer.com. Every single thing listed on that page is included for $847 for the entire year. We do accept Klarna. We do accept PayPal credit. Okay? So if you guys need to use one of those financing options, you certainly can. Otherwise, it's just $847 for the year. There is no coupon code needed. Just go directly to ttgoffer.com. As long as the price says $847, you're good to go. Sign up, get your butt in chat. Let's make these last 2 days of 24 count. But more importantly, let's make 25 the best year yet. Let's make 25 different. Let's make sure that 25 gives you a different result. Let's make sure that in 25, you move closer and achieve some of the goals that you've set out for yourself instead of just doing the same thing over and over and over again. And for those of you that are serious about it, I'm here. I'm going to show you how serious that I am about what I'm saying to you, because I understand I talk a big game. I do. I get it. But we back it up with our own money because that is how confident we are in the platform that we've provided. Anyone that joins True Trading Group, we offer you a double your money back guarantee. So you'll join, you'll pay $847 for the whole year. I ask you to do the following. Go through the courses, pass our quizzes, attend one study group. We do study groups every week. They're free. I'm asking you to attend one. If you do those three things and you're still not able to make enough winning trades to equal the $847 price, that's the membership price. So if you can't make back $847 at least once during that membership, we won't just give you back $847. We're going to give you back $1,694. Double what you paid to join True Trading Group. I'm dead serious. W money back guarantee is right there on the checkout page in black and white. Go read it. I can do that because our refund rate at True Trading Group is less than 2.5%. If our refund rate was 12%, I wouldn't be able to give you guys double your money back. But it's less than 2.5. So we can, and we will, to prove to you how confident we are in the platform that we've created. TRT Cool Kid Bot says, joining this family was the best decision I've ever made. I'd like to hear that. I like that. So again, guys, all you got to do is go to ttgoffer.com. You're going to get all of our courses, a simplified version of what I learned working at the fund in New York, Benzinga Pro's real-time newsfeed, Trading Views premium charting software, the Trade Idea scanner, unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data, short data, congressional trading data, 1,000 hours of workshops covering different topics inside of our video library. All of this is included for the 847. There is no upsell for any of those items. It's 847 for the whole year, but only for the next 20 people or midnight tonight, whatever happens first. And the price is 947 and then 1047 and so on and so on. If you have any questions, and KH, this goes for you specifically. If you guys are one of the following people, if you used to be a member, or you used to be a trial member, or maybe you're currently a trial member, and you want to join for 847, you must send a text message to 1-888-621-2127. The phone number is at the bottom of your screen. You must text that number so that we can whitelist your email and give you the 847 price point. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay a higher price since you've already had an email address connected to an account with us. So we just have to whitelist that email address. So that way you guys can join for the 847 price point. I'm going to allow that here tonight. So KH, I know you said you're looking forward to joining soon. If you used to be a member, I know you paid more than the 847. You probably paid $1,100 or $1,200 when you probably joined. You guys can get it now for just 847. Okay, that's it. 847 for the entire year. Again, that's 1-888-621-2127. All right. So there we have that. Again, I don't think you guys need the W money back guarantee. I really don't. I don't think you need it, but it's there for peace of mind. And it's there to hold us accountable. All right. There for peace of mind and to hold us accountable. All right. Again, folks, that is ttgoffer.com. All right. Excelente. Let's take, we got to welcome Nick. Look at that. Quick draw, Nick. Nick, welcome to the family, brother. 19 spots now remain. Everybody welcome Nick. Nick just joined. Guys, Nick, welcome to the TTG fam. Everybody welcome Nick. So there's only 19 spots left. Again, ttgoffer.com. No coupon code needed. All right. Text us for questions. 1-888-621-2127. Again, that's 1-888-621-2127. Phone number is right down there at the bottom of your screen. So, Nick, welcome to the family, my man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, again, guys, you're going to get all of our trade alerts. Obviously, the moderators and I share our screens with you during the day. You see what we see. We're with you from pre-market all the way through into the close. The mods and I answer questions, give you our commentary, provide our trade ideas and analysis, obviously, throughout the entire trading session. We're not just gone after an hour and you're left to fend for yourself. All right. So, again, that is ttgoffer.com. All right. All right, folks. With that said, let's take things now on over to the charts. And let's go through and talk about how we're going to make some money this week. I'm going to go with you. We'll start with the overall market. As you know, I really felt like before the Fed meeting, I thought we had a really good chance of a Santa Claus rally. But Jerome Powell really put the kibosh on that last Wednesday when we had the Fed meeting with what he said. His tone, his demeanor, he seems very uncertain on the path of inflation and uncertain on the path of the labor market, and said they're not going to be cutting rates as much in 25. They're not even going to be cutting rates as much in 26. They actually raised their target for inflation next year. They actually moved it higher, while they moved the Fed funds rate target, and they also moved that higher. So, meaning you're going to get less rate cuts next year, and they also think that you're going to see some upside pressure on inflation. And when they said that 2 weeks ago, that really put a damper on the all-time highs that we were sitting at right prior to the Fed meeting. And that's where this huge big red candle comes from. The huge big red candle was the Fed meeting. Then you have this big green candle right here just 2 days later, and that was the PCE inflation data. PCE inflation data came in cooler than expected. And then that allowed the markets to rally back to the upside and got people excited again about, okay, well, if inflation data came in lower than expected, then that's actually, maybe it's not as bad as Jerome Powell made it seem, and the markets then started to bounce and rally back. But there was a very key, important resistance level that we needed to get through that we talked about inside of True Trading Group. And we actually got out of and took final profits off on our longs, because we, inside of True Trading Group, we did catch this long, and we took profits on those longs on Thursday. Okay, so we were long stocks like Amazon, we were long stocks like Alphabet, and we took out all of those profits there on Thursday. And the reason for that was because we ran into a level of resistance. And we were a little cautious that this previous level of resistance, this previous level that was once support, then was broken after the Fed meeting, then that it would start to act as a level of resistance, and act as resistance. It sure did, as you see this nice big gap down on Friday. And then we traded all the way down to the 50-day moving average, which is this dark blue line you see on the screen. And then you had a nice little bottoming tail bounce off of it. I said to people on Friday going, oh, we got to welcome Ethan. Guys, everybody welcome Ethan. Ethan just joined. 18 spots now left. Only 18 spots now left, guys. Everybody welcome Ethan. There's 18 spots left, guys. Again, go to ttgoffer.com. Text us with any questions, 1-888-621-2127. Otherwise, you can go right to ttgoffer.com. Fill out the info, check out, and you're good to go. There's 18 spots left for the 847 price point. Then it jumps to 947. So everybody welcome Ethan. Again, you guys can send a text with any questions, concerns, anything at all. We're here to help. 1-888-621-2127. Okay? So Ethan, welcome to the family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So now on Friday, we were in chat, as we always are, and I was talking to members, and I said to members that I go, listen, after what we saw last week, I'm pretty neutral. That I was coming into this week neutral. I wasn't overly bullish. I wasn't overly bearish. I am neutral. And I think that a Santa Claus rally is going to be difficult at this time. There's specific things that I would want to see happen tomorrow to make me feel better about a Santa Claus rally. Now, so that everybody understands what a Santa Claus rally is typically that the markets tend to move higher in between Christmas and the first couple days of the new year. Typically, the Santa Claus rally runs until they say around January 3rd. What I am more concerned with, or what I care more about than a Santa Claus rally, is how the markets actually perform in January. Because in January, the age-old saying of as goes January, so goes the rest of the year. And that is just from historical data. When the month of January is red, you have about a 66% chance of the whole year finishing red. So history would not be on our side if January was in fact a red day and was a red month. If a Santa Claus rally doesn't happen, it's really not that big of a deal from a historical standpoint and from a statistical standpoint, as far as the probabilities of what happens the year following or the month following after a Santa Claus rally does or does not happen. So it's not as meaningful. The Santa Claus rally would take you until January 3rd. January 3rd is when the Santa Claus rally would tend to end. So we only have a couple of days left. You have Monday, Tuesday is New Year's Eve, Wednesday is New Year's Day, the market's closed. And you got Thursday and Friday, and that's it. You got 4 days. Okay? We got 4 days. Do we think we're going to make a new all-time high in 4 trading days? No. My answer is no. I do not think we're going to make a new all-time high in 4 trading days. So I think that a Santa Claus rally is probably less likely at this time. As I sit here and I look at the futures market opened up, okay, an hour ago, we opened up green. We have flipped that now and traded down into the red. Now we're kind of floating around break even. The NASDAQ's kind of flirting around break even. The S&P was down, 0.1%, which is very minimal. And a lot can happen in the next 11 hours. Okay. Or no, how many we got? 14 hours, right? So we got 14 hours and 15 minutes before the markets actually open up. A lot could happen between now and then. But if we do not gap up tomorrow morning, I think that you run a real risk of drifting back into the 580s. So what I'm paying attention to here for tomorrow is, rather than me really plant my flag long or short, because I told you guys last week that I do not have high conviction. I'm kind of neutral right now on where I think the markets trade coming up here this week. And some of the stocks that I'm eyeing up on my list, on my watch list, I have 5 stocks. 3 of them are not correlated to the overall market. And you'll see me do that. The way that I like to base my trading around is I will like to say, okay, if I have very high conviction on the direction of the market, then I will trade stocks that are very highly correlated with high betas to the market, and I'll go with the flow of the market that I believe. When I'm less confident in the direction of the overall market, you'll see me trade stocks that are less correlated to the overall market. Okay. So what are stocks that are correlated to the overall market? That would be your Apple, your Microsoft, your Alphabets of the world, right? The bigger companies that are more tied to the overall index. What are going to be some companies that are less tied to the overall markets? All your quantum computing stocks, right? IONQ, QMCO, LAES, right? Other stocks that be less correlated to the overall market can be some of your crypto related names, like a MicroStrategy, could be a little bit less correlated. Tesla tends to sometimes have a mind of its own. That's one that's also a little bit less correlated, but there's definitely still is a correlation there. If you want one that still has the correlation, but can do its own thing, if there's the right catalyst, then Tesla could be one. So these are just some stocks that I like to kind of target. Or if you have a particular company that has news, right, that would give it its own individual catalyst for that day. If I'm not so confident in the overall market, that is what I like to do. That's what I look for when I have either high confidence or low confidence in overall direction of the market. We have to welcome Alessandro, Dimitri, and Henry. They just joined True Trading Group, so now we're down to 15 spots. Everybody welcome Alessandro, Dimitri, and Henry. So now we have 15 spots left. Go to ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page is included for 847. There's no upsell for any of it. 847 for the whole year. You guys get access to everything on that page. Okay. Any questions, text us, 1-888-621-2127. Phone number is right down there at the bottom of the screen. All right. So if we open up tomorrow, and I'll give you the situations here on the chart. I'll draw for you. Well, this is arts and crafts with Mike. If we open up down here, if this is what the markets look like tomorrow morning, I do think you run the risk of getting a little bit more to the downside. I think you run the risk of maybe doing something like this and just drifting. Okay. If we gapped underneath this 50-day moving average here, right? So if you open up underneath that, I think you run the risk of bleeding to the downside a little bit. If you can get a gap up into like 596, then I think that early pullbacks are buyable. And then you would look to continue back to the upside and get a candle that looks something like this. And if that's the case, then I would say going into Tuesday, you probably get a little bit more upside and you do something that looks like this. That's why I think tomorrow's open is actually very important for us. I think that tomorrow, gap up or gap down, can really kind of paint the picture and give us direction of which way we're going to go. So again, if we gap under the 50-day, the 50 days around 593, I'm looking to fade down to like 588. If we gap above, if we gap above that 50-day, or if we gap above really yesterday's or Friday's close of 595, if you get a 596 or 596 and a quarter gap up, then I think you buy pullbacks into 593, 594, and then look to bottom tail, push back up to 596, 597, 598, and then trade back towards 600 on Tuesday. So that's why I'm telling you guys I'm a little neutral right now as it currently stands, as the markets of the futures are pretty much break even. And I'm looking for us to give me direction tomorrow morning with a gap up or gap down to kind of lean me one way or the other. And I'll be live with all of our members tomorrow morning, as we always are. I'll tell you guys my thoughts on the pre-market action. I'll go over my watch list with you, as I'm going to go over a bunch of stocks with you guys now, but there's going to be other stocks that are going to be on my watch list tomorrow morning once I see when the markets are up or down or what companies have news and whatnot. So we'll go back. We'll go through that with you guys all tomorrow morning, as we always do. Okay. So that's the overall market. There is one particular large cap stock that if we gap up tomorrow, and if I think the markets are going to push higher, there's one stock specifically that I'm eyeing up for a long, and it's Meta. As we take a look here at Meta, what I want to show you is all of this resistance that we had here with Meta. That was your previous all-time high. We broke through that all-time high here in the very early days of December. Then we pulled back in. We kind of overshot it after the Fed day. But now you can see you're starting to form a little bit of a baseline here above the 50-day moving average. And then you have on Friday this nice little bottoming tail, kind of a little bit of a hammer tail here that we're looking at, that if we do gap up, I can easily see Meta giving you a candle that looks something like this and trade back up to like 606, 607, maybe give us a $6, $7 move on Meta from the high 590s up into the low 600s. But I'm only going to go after and pull that trigger if I feel and I get confirmation from the overall market that we are in fact going to push back up towards 600 on the S&P, and that we're going to get a little bit more of a push into year end. So that is one that I'm going to focus on very closely. Another is going to be Datadog. Datadog is a little bit more of a bigger play here, but it's all against this 50-day moving average. There's a long setup coming here for Datadog. Well, Datadog also gave you that bottom tail type of price action on Friday. Okay. And that bottom tail price action came right into this level of support. And this level of support of the low 140s on Datadog is huge. Not only is it the 50-day moving average, the dark blue line you see on my screen, but as I pan this all the way out, you will see that this was a huge level of resistance at the beginning of 2024. And when you finally broke through that level here in November, the stock really extended and exploded as you got a confirmation that this level was broken. You also had huge volume come in on the stock as you broke through that level to further give you confirmation that that level is broken. I am looking for 140 to now be support on Datadog. And it's entirely possible that you may not get all the way down to 140, that this bottom little hammer tail pops the stock back to 150. So I would look for Datadog maybe back to like 149 or so, maybe even the low 150s, as you have a nice little structure resistance level right here in the low 150s at around 151, 152. So I think you can see a little bit more upside here on Datadog as buyers step inside of this support level, which used to be resistance, and gives you the 50-day moving average here for support as well. We got to welcome Sherilyn. Sherilyn, welcome to the TTG family. My pleasure to have you part of the group. Let's make 2025 the best year yet. Sherilyn, welcome to the family. 14 spots now remain, guys. Go directly to ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page is included. Don't forget, I'm giving you a double your money back guarantee to give you peace of mind. Double your money back guarantees right on the checkout page. It's in black and white. I suggest you guys go read it. I only ask you go through our courses, pass our quizzes, and attend one study group. And if you can make enough winning trades to equal the $847 price at least once during your membership, we give you back $1,694, double what you paid to join. You have any questions? Text us 1-888-621-2127. Text us with any questions that you guys have. All right. So that's Datadog. That's another one that I'm eyeing up. We got to welcome Andre. Andre, welcome to the family. Now we're down to 13. Guys, these spots are going quick. We have only 13 spots left. No coupon code needed. Just go straight to ttgoffer.com. Hurry up. First come, first serve. 13 spots left. Andre, welcome to the family. All right. So that's Datadog and Meta. All right. So those are two longs we're looking at if the markets give us that type of signal. Now, the next thing I'm going to say to you is going to be a very unpopular opinion. A lot of people are going to be like, no, when I say, what's the next stocks on my list? I'm probably going to short the quantum computing stocks. I'm probably going to short the quantum names. That's why everyone's like, no! Everyone's like so upset, right? Here's what I'm going to say before I get into this. Trying to short these stocks is definitely high risk. These have been some of the strongest stocks in the entire market over the last 2 months. But what I'm going to say to you is that shorting these stocks is a more of an advanced level trade. I would say if you are not an experienced trader, I probably would find something else to trade. I've been doing this for 18 years. I understand the risk. I can control my risk through position size and stop losses properly. I understand my risk reward. And I'm looking at a bunch of chart patterns that are starting to feel like momentum in these names is shifting. A lot of people have asked me over the last couple of weeks, do I like any of these stocks for my long-term portfolio? The answer right now at this time is absolutely not. These quantum computing stocks like an IONQ, LAES, QMCO, QUBT, RGTI, all of these stocks have gone absolutely crazy over the last 2 months. I'm going to tell you guys my opinion on quantum computing. I am very bullish on quantum computing long-term. However, it is far too early for these stocks to be trading at the valuations they're currently trading at. These stocks are moving on a speculative hype bubble, and that is it. There are no real world applications for this stuff yet. These companies are not yet profitable from this stuff yet. It's a wonderful industry, and I'm very bullish on it long term. It is just too soon. Typically, what ends up happening when you get this type of excitement in a sector like this, a very unknown sector with very small companies, which all of these companies are very small. All of these companies were $1, $2, $3 stocks prior to everybody getting excited about quantum computing. Now they've exploded to $20, $30, $40, $60 stocks. I'm just telling you guys this now. I've seen this movie 100 times. You've seen this movie with all the electric vehicle stocks. When all these electric vehicle stocks came out in 2021, everyone's like, ooh, look at Lucid, look at Rivian, look at Workhorse, look at Ride, look at Fisker, look at Mullen, look at NIO, look at LI, look at XPEV, look at Nikola. They're all dog shit. And everybody asked me 3 years ago, are you going to add these stocks in your long-term portfolio? And my answer to everybody at that time was no, 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 no. Why? Because I said it was a speculative hype bubble where the valuations made absolutely no sense. The stocks were trading at valuations as if 65% of all cars on the road were electric vehicles. At the time, it was like 3%. And I said, you're going to get a ton of these companies going to go out of business. A ton of those companies are going to go out of business, I said, in the electric vehicle. You guys would have to be following this YouTube channel for years at this point, which many of you maybe just joining for the first time or just started joining over the couple of weeks or months. So you weren't here when we were having those discussions. And I got ridiculed. People were like, oh, you're an idiot, because I was like, no, I wouldn't buy NIO at $70. No, I wouldn't buy Rivian at $100. No, I wouldn't buy Lucid at $40, right? Now those stocks are at $2. And I'm telling you, I think it's too early for these quantum computing stocks to be trading at the valuations that they're trading at as if they've reached this milestone in their maturity as far as their financials, and they haven't. They're moving on speculative hype. They're moving on speculative hype. And what's going to happen, maybe I'm wrong, right? This is my opinion. I could be wrong. What I think is going to happen is these stocks, this bubble is going to burst when it comes to quantum computing. All of these stocks are going to come crashing back down to earth. When does that happen? I don't know. Does it happen tomorrow? Maybe. Does it happen next week? Maybe. Does it happen next month? Also maybe. I don't know when. But eventually these stocks are going to come back down. This is what I think, my opinion. These stocks are going to come crashing back down and everyone's going to forget about them. And then the quantum computing industry is going to continue to go on. It's going to continue to mature. All these companies that everyone's trading right now, that everyone's excited about, some of them are going to fade away into the darkness. They're never going to be successful. Those stocks are going to go down to $1, 50 cents, 25 cents, eventually get delisted. and one or two of them are going to go on to become massive players in the space. My favorite out of all these quantum computing stocks is actually IONQ. IONQ is the one that I'm going to target for the long-term portfolio ad. But if you also want quantum computing exposure, then you don't need to look at these tiny companies. IBM is a big player in quantum computing. IBM is a stock that hasn't done anything for the last decade. That stock recently just broke out to a new all-time high, and they are very active in quantum computing. Alphabet is also very active in quantum computing. Now, they do quantum computing and they achieve that computing power in different ways. That's the biggest difference between all these quantum computing companies, is how they're generating this quantum computing power by combining certain circuits or doing certain other things. IONQ does things in a very unique way. I like IONQ for that like innovative kind of younger company that could potentially become an industry leader and a dominant force in the space. But not all of these companies are going to make it. RGTI, QUBT, QMCO, not all of these companies are going to make it. So I think the bubble's going to pop. These stocks are all going to come crashing back down. And you have people that are up hundreds of % on these stocks, and they're not going to take profit because they think they're just going to go up forever. I think it's too early. You want to buy stocks in your long-term portfolio when nobody wants them. You don't want to buy stocks in your long-term portfolio, after they've done that. This was a $1 stock. Now it's at $20. You don't want to buy stocks in your long-term portfolio after they do that. This was a $4 stock. Now it's at 70. You don't want to buy stocks in your long-term portfolio after the stock's done that. This was a $7 stock. Now it's at 45. You don't want to buy stocks in your long-term portfolio after the stock has already done that. This was a $1.30 stock. Now it's at 17. What I think you're going to see happen is all of these stocks, all of them, they're going to come back to here. Fast forward a couple months from now, and I think all these stocks are back are 50% lower than where they are now. Then you start thinking about buying them in the long-term portfolio. Because what do you think is going to happen when these companies report earnings? They're going to say, yeah, we lost a ton of money. We're not yet profitable. And the stock's going to trade back down. And then you start thinking about buying them in your long-term portfolio. So I'm going to look at potentially shorting these stocks tomorrow. One of them is going to be LAES. But I'm looking for LAES to go back to $6. I'm looking for LAES to do this. Okay. I'm looking for LAES to go back to $6. $6 is my target for LAES. And why? Well, I'm going to go to a weekly chart. I'm going to, let's delete the $6 line. I'm going to go to a weekly chart. And we're going to pan this back now to a weekly chart, and we're going to identify, where do you see there being a level of resistance, right? Well, this area right here, as you can see, this used to be support, right? This used to be support for LAES. You rallied back up into it, and now there's your resistance on the weekly chart back at that level. So now I'm sitting here saying to myself that I have a backstop. I have an area of resistance. I have prior price structure that can give me that level of resistance. We have to welcome Evan. Evan, welcome to the family. Everybody welcome Evan. Only 12 spots left now. Everybody welcome Evan. 12 spots left. So that's that level that used to be support, that now is looking to act as resistance. We overshot it on Friday, double topped, and then rolled it over, halted to the downside twice, tried to recover, and then put in lower high. What I'm looking for here on LAES, and I'm telling you guys this again, this is an advanced level trade. It is high risk. Okay, so don't at me if these stocks rip tomorrow, because I'm not going to be stupid about this. But what I'm looking for are signals that that momentum is dead, which it'll be if we pop early off the open back up to like 950, 975, and then this thing drops back underneath $9. I'm telling you now, I'm going to be short this stock. Okay, so I'm looking for price action that will look something like this. Pop it, drop it, short it, ride it. All right, so that's what I'm going to be looking for there on LAES. And it's not just LAES. I'm looking at QMCO and I'm looking at IONQ as well. QMCO, I'm looking at this one just because it had this massive shooting star top And I just think that QMCO is going to give you a candle that looks like this. I'm looking at QMCO to go back to like the mid to high 50s tomorrow. And I'm going to look for there to be resistance. Go back to a 3-minute chart. And here's what I want to show you guys here on this QMCO. QMCO, I'm looking for there to be resistance in the mid 70s. Okay, the mid 70s. Right? Mid 70s. Here comes Boston Frank. Boston Frank, I already don't like you because you're from Boston. But then you make a comment and you're like that. It says, who says people are talking about for the long term? Most people are playing for the short term. Wrong. I've gotten hundreds of people that have asked me on social media or on this YouTube channel about buying these stocks in their long-term portfolio. My answer is I'm not buying them in my long-term portfolio at this time. Eventually, I will, but I'm really only going to buy IO and Q. I'm not buying QMCO. I'm not buying QUBT. I'm not buying QBTS. I'm not buying RGTI. I'll buy IO and Q, but not at these prices. We traded these stocks too, just like everybody else, for the short term on the way up. There's a very big difference between trading a stock actively to make money from it by day trading it or swing trading it. Very, very different from someone that says, oh, I want to buy this in my long-term portfolio. I think buying them in your long-term portfolio is the wrong idea. I think you're better off trading them. I don't think these valuations make any sense whatsoever for your long-term portfolio. All right. So here's a level that I'm looking at on QMCO. QMCO, we got a level here. Now, the levels on QMCO are going to be very, very wide. It's an extremely volatile stock. I definitely like Philadelphia the least. I definitely like Philadelphia the least. I do. I definitely like Philadelphia the least. It was different. Like the Yankee-Boston rivalry has kind of like settled down a little bit. But I definitely hate Philadelphia. I mean, I'm a New York fan, obviously. I mean, it's all in good fun. I don't actually not like people from Boston or not like people from Philly. It's all in good fun. It's also, and Boston Frank, I'm messing with you. I hope you don't think that I was serious about saying I don't like you. It's all in good fun. It's all sports. I'm a big sports guy too. But yeah, Philadelphia is definitely the worst. We actually, my sister, my wife's sister, her boyfriend is a huge Philly fan, like Phillies, Flyers, Eagles, everything. And we actually got him, for Christmas, I got him a sweatshirt that says, I forgot what it says, something about like, nobody, like Philly fans, like nobody likes us, but we don't care, or something like that. Something like that. Cause they're always voted like worst fans. Philly fans are. But yeah, anyway, I'm getting off topic. We got to get back to making money here. I can go on for hours about sports too, right? I can go on for hours about sports too. So anyway, what I'm looking for here with QMCO, I'm looking for there to be resistance here in like these, see this little area right here? This area here of like the mid 70s, how was resistance there on Friday. What I'm looking for now, guys, is for that to still be resistance. And then if you break back underneath like 65, I think the stock then has room. And I think you trade down to here, right? What do I need to see to be wrong? Honestly, if QMCO gets above like 77, 78, I'll stop out of it and I'll be wrong. But I'm going to try to take a short somewhere in this region here in the low 70s after a mid 70 rejection and look to drop into the 50s, like the mid to high 50s. Is what I'm going to be looking for. And if we get above like 78, I'll stop out up here, right? And again, these are high risk trades, guys. I'm definitely fighting this is definitely a contrarian trade. I mean, everyone's been piling into these stocks. They love them. But I think that it's time for these stocks to cool off just a little bit. I think there's going to be a chance for us to do that. And then lastly, you have IO&Q, which is a little bit less volatile. But IO&Q, I'm looking at here with just, this was such a bullish candle on this right here, this Thursday break and close above, and then you had the gap down, and then you just traded inside. This is an inside day after that breakout. You typically would want to see that breakout give you a follow through move and a follow through extension. It kind of feels like you're starting to get some resistance up here in the high 40s. You've now got 3 tops in the high 40s, but but you're also forming an ascending wedge. Ascending wedges are bearish chart patterns. Okay, ascending wedges form when a stock makes higher highs and higher lows up into resistance zones. And if and only if you break down underneath that wedge, do I think you get a pullback. And if you do break down out of that wedge, I think the stock drops back to like 38. So what I'm going to look for here with IO&Q is going to be if we can trade down underneath 44.5. Let me delete these lines just to make this easier on your eyes. Okay, here you guys can see double bottom here at 38.5. Okay, there's double bottom at 38.5. What I'm looking for from IO&Q is resistance around 46.50, 46.75, roll it back down, break 46.50, show me high volume on the 44.50, excuse me, break 44.50 with heavy volume, try to get back above it, fail, roll back to the downside, and then look for profit taking to kick in as this thing pulls back down into the low 40s, maybe high 30s is what I'm going to look for there on IO&Q. All right. So these are just some trade ideas. Like I said, I am going to come into tomorrow thinking about shorting some of these quantum names. We'll see if I'm right about it. I mean, listen, I'm not going to be stupid. I'm not just going to, the bell opens and I just go short. I'm going to wait for my setups. I'm going to wait for my confirmation signals. If I don't get the setup that I'm looking for, if I don't get my confirmation signals, I'm not going to make the trade. So, but just know that I'm coming into the day tomorrow, not thinking long on these. I'm thinking about possibly short on these. Okay. We got to welcome Dominic and Julian. Now there's only 10 spots left, guys. Dominic and Julian. We got Prairie Dog and says, hey, Mike, I'm trying to resubscribe online, but it shows old price. How do I get the discounted one shown? Okay, Prairie Dog, and it's because you used to be a member. So if you used to be a member and you guys want to come back for the 847 price, you have to text us. You have to text 1-888-621-2127. So Prairie Dog, just text that phone number and we'll get you hooked up for the 847. It's because when you're trying to sign up, there's already an account with that email address linked to True Trading Group. So it's not letting you join for 847 because that's supposed to be for first-time buyers and people that are joining True Trading Group for the first time. But for the holidays, we are going to let old members come back for that price. So all you got to do, Prairie Dog, and that goes for anybody else that is in a similar situation, text 1-888-621-2127. How do I know if these stocks are shortable? Well, Nicola, I mean, they were shortable for me all last week through Lightspeed. Now, if you trade with like E-Trade or something, they probably won't be shortable for you. But I trade through Lightspeed and I was able to short all of them. I was able to get borrows on all of them last week. I mean, I don't know. Well, I didn't check for all of them, but like LAES, I was able to get borrows on. Like, I was able to get borrows on all the quantum stocks I checked. I was able to get shorts on. All right. So that's it. So we'll see. We'll see. If I don't get, if I don't get my confirmation signals, I'm not going to take the trade. But it felt to me like on Friday that momentum was beginning to shift a little bit. I know this is a very contrarian trade. I'm going against the grain. Everybody thinks these stocks are going to keep moving higher. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see. I'm leaning on short side starting the week. All right. And that does it there for trade ideas for the week. Now, obviously, I'll have more stuff on my watch list for tomorrow once I see what the market's doing pre-market and what stocks have news. So the watch list gets added to, obviously as we get closer to the bell. What's the best platform for short selling? Honestly, Centerpoint. Centerpoint is pretty good for short selling. Interactive Brokers is pretty good for short selling. Lightspeed is good for short selling. I think that's it. That's Interactive Brokers, Centerpoint. I think Centerpoint's the best. Centerpoint, I think, is probably the best. All right, folks. So that takes. Oh yeah, Cobra. Yeah, Cobra too. Cobra's not bad too. Yeah, Rhino. Cobra's not bad either. Yeah, Cobra's not bad either. Well, I'm not. Some of those stocks don't trade options. I'm not sure if maybe some of them. I'm going to short the stocks though. I'm going to short the equities. Anybody have any questions based on what I just talked about? Anybody have any questions about what I just went over? No, not tonight, Nicola. We're not doing grade my stock tonight. We got a giveaway. We got to get to. We got a giveaway that we got to get to still. I'm not doing grade my. I'll take like one or two questions. If it happens to be a grade my stock question, that's fine. I'll take it. Mike, do you think going into this week it would be wise for a new trader not to trade too much? No, I don't think so. I don't think that that's the case. I think that you're going to get some pretty decent movement this week. I know you have like again, this is the second week in a row with the holidays right in the middle. Wednesday, this past Wednesday was Christmas, markets were closed. And now this Wednesday is New Year's Day, markets are closed. So it's kind of weird. I don't remember a time when we had, when two weeks back to back where it was split right in the middle like that. But I still think you're going to get some pretty good movement. I do. I think you're going to get some pretty good movement. What do you think about AMD and MU for long-term buys now? I actually just bought some AMD in the long-term portfolio. I added a little bit down here around 120. I bought it actually for my daughter as well. But I think AMD goes lower. So listen, I've owned AMD for years and I've bought it every year. I bought AMD. My first purchase of AMD was in 2018, right? In 2018, this was a $15 stock. Do you give exact entry, stop, position size, and target? Sam, we give exact entry, stop, and target. We don't give position size. Why would I give you position size? I don't know what your risk tolerance is. You want to trade with my position size? I highly doubt that. You got to figure out your own position size, Sam. So you've got to figure out what your risk tolerance is. Right. So my risk tolerance, I know my positions. I have a very large account. I trade with very big size, but I'm okay. And I'm comfortable with that risk. But if you're not comfortable with that risk, you can't take the same position size that I take. You've got to figure out what's your risk tolerance. And what your risk tolerance is not how much money you put into a trade. Your risk tolerance is how much you're willing to lose if you are wrong. That's your risk tolerance. So Sam, you've got to ask yourself, if you take a trade and you're wrong, how much are you okay losing? That's what you have to figure out. I can't answer that question for you. That's up to you. Every person's going to be different. One person's risk tolerant is $50. Another person's risk tolerance is $5,000, right? It's up to you what your risk tolerance is. Then you figure out your position size from there. So for example, if your risk tolerance, Sam, was $200 and you bought a stock at $50 and your stop loss was $48, you're going to buy 100 shares. Because if you get stopped out, you buy it at 50, you get stopped out at 48. In order for you to lose only $200, which is your risk tolerance, you got to buy 100 shares. Now, if your risk tolerance was $5,000, you would buy 2,500. 2,500 shares at 50, you get stopped out at 48, you lose $5,000. If your risk tolerance was $500, you'd buy 250 shares, right? So the equation, simple math, you take your risk tolerance, which is your risk unit, divided by the distance from your entry to your stop loss. So if your entry is 50 and your stop loss is 48, that's $2. So you would do, let's say in the example of your your $200 risk unit, you would do 200 divided by 2. That gives you the answer of 100 shares. So you would buy 100 shares at 50. If you get stopped at 48, you lose $200. Sam, we teach you all of this. Sam, we teach you all of this. So don't worry if what I'm trying to give you like a quick kind of crash course on it, but we teach you all of this stuff. So you don't have to worry about it. We got to welcome Mark and David. Mark and David. Now there's down to just 8 spots. 8 spots left. Mark and David, 8 spots left. 8 spots left. Who? Ryan. Which guy is that? Ryan says, Mike, this guy says he's trying to find out if you're a legit trader. Someone let the man know. Who's asking if I'm a legit trader? I have to see you doing it live to believe you are a real trader. Sam, I don't care, brother, if you join or not. Sam, don't join, man. I'm not going to sit here and try to for what? Like, Sam, I've been doing this for 18 years. I worked at a hedge fund. There's my Trader of the Year award. I mean, I show you, you see me trade live every single day, right? You see me trade live every single day. My screen, I show you my screen. I tell you where my orders are. You know, if people ask me, I tell them what my position size is. I tell you where my orders are before they actually fill. I mean, you can join True Trading Group if you want. Don't if you don't want. It doesn't matter to me. You know, I mean, it's on you. I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to sit here and try to, you know, this is what it is. You know, it's join True Trading Group, because what I just explained to you with my analysis and my trade ideas makes sense to you, right? Don't join. And this goes for any service. It's like, if I can pull up an account statement right now and show you I made $4 million. How do you know it's real? How do you know it's not photoshopped? Like, and then even if I pulled up an account statement and said, here, look, I made $4 million this year, and I showed you that, right? Is any one of those dollars going to go towards paying your bills? I'll tell you the answer. No, not one of those. I can tell you I made $1 bajillion this year. Not one of the $1 bajillion is going to go towards paying your bills. So what matters more about when someone's considering, should I join True Trading Group? You shouldn't be as fixated in how much money are the moderators or how much money am I making. You should be fixated on, are the members making money? Because you're not joining True Trading Group to watch somebody else make money. You're joining True Trading Group so that you can make money. And that's why our double your money back guarantee is based on your own P&L, not mine. So we say when you join, it's $847. But if you can't make the $847 back at least once, we give you back $1,694. We don't say, well, if Mike doesn't have a 75% win rate or higher, we're going to give you your money back. No, it's, were you able to make money? Yes, great. No, then here's double your money back. What matters most is that members are making money. And in case you guys missed it, okay? In case you guys missed it, members of True Trading Group, type the number 1 if you are making money. Type the number 1 if you are making money and you are a member of TTG. Type the number 1. Sam, this is what matters most. No, Sam, I know you didn't ask me how much money I made. I know you didn't ask me that question. I'm just trying to make a point, right? I'm just trying to make a point that there's a lot of people will come be like, oh, well, how much money did you make? And they're like, that's where they're going to base whether or not they want to follow somebody or not. There's a lot of traders out there that make a lot of money. That doesn't mean that person or that group or that community is where you should be. You shouldn't base it just on how much money somebody makes, because the other reality of it also is that someone that has a small account, it's physically impossible to make as much as me. I have a very large account. I trade with very large size. So it's not the same thing, right? So like you need to base it on what you are able to accomplish. That's all that I'm saying, right? That's what I'm getting at. You join because members are actually having success. not because a moderator is, right? But like I said, you'll see exactly what we're doing during the day. We share our screen. We tell you where our orders. Like I tell you, all right, guys, the stock gets to $85. I'm buying it. My stop loss is 83.50. I think it's going to go. I'm going to take profits 85, 86, and 89. Like I tell you what my whole plan is before I actually get into the trade. And then it's up to you if you want to follow what I'm doing or not. You don't have to. You don't have to follow what I'm doing. I actually suggest people don't necessarily just follow what I'm doing unless you agree with it. And that's where it's important to actually be a little educated and understand what you're doing so that you can also have an opinion. I want it to be, when you guys are into trading group, yes, we give you all the trade alerts, but we also focus a lot on education because I want you to understand what we're doing. I want you to know why I just bought that stock. I want you to know why I just shorted that stock. I want you to know why one of our other mods just bought call options, or one of this mod just bought put options. Why this mod just went long futures, why this mod just went short futures. I want you to understand why we're doing those things, because the more that you understand why, the more likely you're going to be to actually follow the trading plan. Because the reality is, I can tell you I'm going to buy the stock here and I'm going to sell it here. My stop loss is here. But you still, not you specifically, I'm talking like people in general, still won't follow that. The stock starts to go the other way. They get nervous. They exit the trade, even though the stop loss was never hit, right? A profit target's reached, and instead of taking profit, they're like, oh, I'm going to hold. I think it's going to go up more, and it doesn't. Like, you may not follow exactly what the plan is that I laid out for you anyway. So that part is kind of going to be on you, on the user. So just so you know, Sam, I paid $1,200 in 2020 or 2021. I can't remember now. I'm a lifer, which means that they're a lifetime member. And this has not only changed my life, but the life of my kids and grandkids. Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible. Wow, good for you, TD. Good for you. Really good for you. What about MU for the long term? Oh, let me get back to AMD, what I was saying about AMD, Nicola, and then we're going to move on. It's going to be giveaway time. I think AMD goes low. We got to welcome Adriana. Adriana just joined. We now are 7 spots left. 7 spots left. Sam, we're not just a trading chat room. Sam says, I'm not looking for a trading chat room. So, Sam, our I don't even want to go through all this. Sam, so we have an AI analysis tool that actually just received the Benzinga FinTech Chairman's Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. I don't know if you saw that earlier on the live stream, but we just received the Benzinga FinTech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. We have unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data, short data, level 3 data, congressional trading data, Benzinga Pro's news feed, trading views charting software, the trade ideas scanner. All of that's on our platform that you have access to when you guys become part of True Trading Group. Some of those things have additional costs, like level 3 has additional costs. The AI tool has an additional cost, but all the things that you see on tgdoffer.com, they're all included in the $847 price for the membership. So, Sam, you know what? Sam, listen, brother, don't join True Trading Group, please. I've had enough of you. Honestly, I can tell right now you're not gonna fit into True Trading Group. just go somewhere else. I only want to read your calls, not a bunch of newbies commenting. I'm telling you right now, True Trading Group's not for you, Sam. I can tell right away just by the questions that you ask and your attitude towards everything. TTG is not for you, so please go somewhere else. All right, so let's go on to AMD, guys. Like I said, I did add a couple of shares to my position, and I bought some shares for my daughter. I bought some shares here for my daughter. But I think that AMD is going to go lower next year. And I think you're going to have a chance to buy AMD next year, maybe around $90 to $100, I think is going to be a decent spot. And that's where I'm going to take a bigger buy. I just bought a little bit of shares back down there on AMD. And then MU, do I think MU is a good spot down here in this zone? I mean, I really wanted MU to hold this previous break of like the high 90s. See this break of the high 90s? This is 97, 97, 97. It's triple top there. This is the 2000 all-time high. This is 2021 and 2022. You broke through that. I really wanted that level to hold. And you see how now you've kind of gotten all the way deep down in here into the 80s. So that does make me a little concerned. I still do like Mike on for the long term. I think this is a spot, Nicola, for maybe like a nibble, but I do think that, a better buy is probably between 72 and 80. And I do think that we're going to get a deeper pullback in semiconductors next year. I do think we're going to get a deeper pullback on semiconductors next year. All right. All right. That wraps it up there. That takes us to our second code word. The second code word is you. The second code word for the giveaway is you. All right. You. Y-O-U. So first code word is new. Second code word is you. New you. All right. New you. So for the code word, for the giveaway, we're going to spin the wheel of names. If your name is called, you're going to have 2 minutes to send a text message to a phone number we put up on the screen. There it is, 786-292-1606. Again, 786-292-1606. And text that number, give me both code words, and the prize is yours. So Joe is just going to get ready the wheel of names. You see, I try to be nice, right? I try to be nice. I try to answer questions for interested parties. And some people you just can't help. You just can't help some people. Joseph, are we ready? Joseph is ready. Here we go. Here's the giveaway. Let's do it. Let me get my clock out. The timer. Let's do it. Go. Good luck, folks. Jametta DeCosi. Jametta DeCosi, you have 2 minutes. Jametta DeCosi, you have 2 minutes to send a text message to 786-292-1606. 786-292-1606. Janetta DeCosi, you have 1 minute and 40 seconds. She is a lifetime member. They are a lifetime member. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds to text 786-292-1606 and give me both code words. The prizes are as follows. If you're a lifetime member, you win a bonus skip the line one-on-one mentor session with any one of the moderators of your choice. If you are an annual member, you will receive an entire year of STR totally for free. If you are not a member, you don't know what STR is, don't worry about it. You will learn, but it's a value of around $700 for the year. It's yours free. Jametta, you have 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining. Now less than 1 minute to text 786-292-1606 and give me the 2 code words that I mentioned during this live stream. And the prize is yours. $30 seconds. Time is running out. Jametta. $15 seconds. And 4. Oh, they got it with 2 seconds left. Wow. 2 seconds left. They got it, guys. They got it with 2 seconds left. 1 minute and 58 seconds. They got it. Wow, Jametta, congratulations. The prize is yours. Joe, let's go ahead and spin that wheel. Who's up next? Who's up next? Good luck, good luck, good luck. Trom Jenkins. Trom Jenkins. You have 2 minutes to send a text message to 786-292-1606 and give me both code words. Trom Jenkins. Trom Jenkins, another lifetime member. Trom Jenkins. You have 1 minute and 35 seconds to send a text to 786-292-1606 and give me both code words. The clock is ticking. Nice. Sorry, I was checking my. Never mind. Doesn't matter. We have 55. Oh, he got it. He got it. Nice. 2 for 2 today, folks. I like it. 2 for 2 today. Congratulations to our winners. That does it for me. Congratulations, guys. For the rest of you, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, as always. We'll go over the watch list in the morning. We'll see about these quantum stocks. We'll see if they give me the setups I'm looking for. They will be high risk trades, but we'll see if they give me the confirmation signal to go ahead and take them, right? We're also going to be checking out the futures market. We'll see what we've got cooking overnight. And if we get a gap up or gap down, we'll go over in the morning if I'm bullish or bearish, because right now, as it stands, I'm neutral. I'm neutral going to tomorrow. I don't really have a bias one way or another. We're flat right now. Futures are flat. So, anything could happen tomorrow morning. We'll see if the futures move overnight, and we'll take it from there. If you guys have not yet done so, go to ttgoffer.com. $847 for the whole year. Double your money back if you guys cannot make the $847 back at least one time. Go to ttgoffer.com. The double your money back guarantee is right down there underneath the checkout. Black and white. There it is. It's real. Go read it to give you peace of mind, but I really don't think you need it considering our refund rate's less than 2.5%. Any questions at all, text us 1-888-621-2127. If you used to be a member, used to be a trial member, and you want the $847 price, you have to text that number and we'll get you guys hooked up for the $847. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, turn on your notifications if you haven't done so already. I'll see you guys all tomorrow.